What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a special bi-coastal edition top 5. This will go up for Tuesday, top 5 Tuesday, pretty creative segment. Today we're going to be doing fast food restaurants as our top 5. As you know, I have my co-host Tim, who's my brother, but he is not joining for these. He's decided he doesn't want to partake in the shenanigans, so I'll just be doing this myself. So, my top 5 fast food restaurants. Here we go. Number 5. And actually, before I even dig into this, let's build the suspense. When I say fast food restaurants, I mean like national chains that you can find throughout the U.S. And I'm also talking like kind of the shittier ones where you can get like a $1 taco, or like they have a dollar menu to get a shitty burger or something. I'm not talking like Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. I feel like those are like a tier above. I'm going with like the shittier versions. And I also am gonna rule out like fast casual stuff too. So like Chipotle, Panera, even like Panda Express, where you like walk down the aisle and you're choosing your items. That to me isn't fast food. That's like fast casual, as I said. So I'm just gonna dig right in. Number 5 for me is gonna be Carl's Jr. And apparently, according to Tim, my brother, they're called Hardee's in some parts of the U.S. I think like in the Midwest, it's called Hardee's. But Carl's Jr., I got that at number 5. They've got like the bacon cheeseburgers, the barbecue, and the onion rings. Decent choice. You know, they have the commercials that they do with the sexy models. Kim Kardashian was in a Carl's Jr. commercial, so very enticing stuff. You know, I see a hot girl eating a Hawaiian burger and I want to go chow down. So that's my number 5. They do have some weak points. Like their dessert stuff's kind of weird. I feel like they've had different menu items that aren't the best. And then number 4 for me is going to be Taco Bell. And I might offend some people who love T-Bell. I have some friends who go to T-Bell all the time, and they're just like a huge fan of like the Crunch Wrap or Quesarito or whatever the fuck it is that Taco Bell does. But for me, T-Bell is only satisfying like late at night after you're like high or drunk or something. I don't think I've ever had Taco Bell when the sun was out. And so that's one problem for me with T-Bell is like I would never eat that shit for lunch. I think I might have had their like breakfast once because I had a coupon, and nothing to write home about, that's for sure. And I mentioned like the drunk or high factor. I don't smoke weed, but a lot of my criminal friends who do smoke weed, they've said that T-Bell just hits different when you're high. I imagine any fast food does, but especially Taco Bell. And I can see that, but they're the number 4 for me. I think there's better options. So number 3 for me is going to be Jack in the Box, and there's levels to this, but Jack in the Box for me, just their like chicken items. I really love the strips. I'm a big chicken guy. I feel like when I get fast food, that's like the go-to for me, is I'll get like some nuggets or a chicken sandwich. And Jack in the Box is pretty good at that stuff. I don't particularly love their burgers. But let's also add like the mascots also play a role in this. Like we think about the Arby's hat or Ronald McDonald. Like these guys are fun-loving people and you root for these mascots. And Jack from Jack in the Box, he's a funny dude. Like they've got some good commercials. I think back in the day there were some legendary J and the B commercials where Jack is like coming up to this dude on the street and he's like, "Oh, I heard you call Jack in the Box junk in the box," and Jack just beats the shit out of this random dude in a commercial. And I'll try and link that clip because it's fucking hilarious. But my man Jack is a savage. The food there is good, so they're in my number 3 spot. And then number 2 for me is going to be McDonald's. Golden Arches. People give McDonald's shit all the time. Everyone's like, "Oh, that shit's so fucking gross. Like, I would never eat at Mickey D's." And then McDonald's sells like 6 billion hamburgers a day, or like 600 million or something. So clearly everyone's fucking eating McDonald's, but no one wants to admit to it. The shit is dank. I mean, like I said, Big fan of the chicken, so the nuggets there hit different. I don't care if it's real chicken or not. I don't care if it's some dude's stool. They make it breaded, dip it in barbecue. It's good stuff. I'm a big fan of the nuggets. McDonald's is just solid. Like, they never miss. It's never a bad experience there. Even if you're at the drive-thru and there's some homeless people hanging out outside, it's still a fun time. Yeah, I've had only positive experiences at a McDonald's, and even if you see some like heroin needles on the ground there, it just adds character, and it's a good place to be. And then number one for me, the big numero uno for me is Wendy's. That'll be my number one fast food restaurant. And people might be triggered by that. They're like, oh, how could you be a big fan of Wendy's? They support Donald Trump. Chick-fil-A, they support Donald Trump. They're anti-gay. Let me tell you this right here. I don't care about a fast food restaurant's political stance or their stance on human rights. Fast food restaurants treat their employees like shit. They give them minimum wage pay. They work them shitty hours. So you shouldn't expect fast food restaurants to treat the general public well as well. And so, yeah, I'm not really buying all that political crap and how one fast food chain is more supportive of another for different human rights. You know, I'm not buying any of that shit. They're all killing animals. It is what it is. But Wendy's is dank as shit. They've got the fucking Frosties, which dessert is another aspect that I didn't really touch on, but Wendy's definitely has the number one dessert. Jack in the Box has like some decent shakes. McDonald's has like something from time to time that's alright, but Wendy's hits different. Dairy Queen also has the Blizzards, which might be the best dessert, but they fucking have terrible food. Their burgers are made out of like pig meat, or I don't even know what the fuck they put in it, but Wendy's is the GOAT because they have great sandwiches. They've got the 4 for $4 deal, and that's really the place to be. I love, driving down the street, you see the ginger on that sign, and you're like, yep, I'm stopping there. I gotta be at that spot. So Wendy's is the number one. To recap the whole 5 list, it was Jack in the Box, Taco Bell. No, sorry, it was Carl's Jr. at number 5, Taco Bell at number 4, Jack in the Box 3, McDonald's 2, Wendy's number 1. That's the place you gotta eat at.